Hi friends, welcome back to second part of file handling. First part where we discussed the basics of files, why we need a file, what is the purpose of having a file, what are the various operations that we can do on a file, basics, just the basics that we discussed. And of course, we looked at a list of those IO functions which will be used to do the various operations. Now in this part we look at programming with files. All right, we know how to open a file, we know how to close a file, and we know how to do the basic operations. Okay, that's what we will be discussing in this particular session. Let's start. First thing, to do any kind of operation you need to open the file. Okay, and opening a file means, very simply, before I get into the technical part, when you are saying you are opening a file, there are two possibilities. One, let's go on and see this. This is your what do you say, this is my primary memory. I am writing PM, just understand I am writing this for primary memory, and this is secondary memory. Alright, primary memory, we are talking about random access memory, internal memory, whatever you call it. Secondary memory may be a hard disk, maybe a pen drive, maybe anything where the file is permanently stored. Now there are two possibilities. Either the file is already there or you are creating it for the first time. Got it? If you are, suppose we are talking about a file called X. Now maybe X is already there. If it is already there, that means X is there in secondary memory. To do any kind of operation with X, it has to be brought into primary memory. Got it? This is known as read in. The process of bringing a file from secondary memory into primary memory is known as read in. Got it? Any operation you are doing, you will be doing here, primary memory. After all the operations are complete, or maybe during the operations also, sometimes you will write it back to the secondary memory, that is your disk. Why? We call that saving a file, to permanently store it. This is called write out. Got this? This is a very basic thing. Understand this thing. Now, if at all the file is not there, supposing you are creating a file newly, then also, I'm sorry, from the beginning the file you will be creating in primary memory. Alright, new file. After all the operations are over, write it to the secondary memory. Got this whole thing? Alright. Now, as I said, for any operation you need to open the file. Alright, so now let's understand how a file is opened, what is the syntax. Now the function which is there to open a file is fopen function. This is the function which is used to open a file. Okay, now fopen function takes two parameters, both are strings, and what it does, it opens a file for various operations. Okay, now let's understand the syntax of fopen function and example of how to use it. Have a look at this particular slide. Look at the syntax. Pointer equal to ptr equal to fopen file name which is a string, and comma mode of operation. Alright, mode of operation will indicate what you will be doing with the file, what you are supposed to do with the file. Mode of operation will indicate that. Got it? Read that out. Just go through it. PTR, the file type pointer. First thing, PTR is the file type pointer. Remember yesterday in the last session I discussed that with you. I said file type pointer is a special pointer which will be used to do all the operations on a file. Alright, so file type pointer you need to have for opening the file. Alright, the moment the file is opened in primary memory, the address of the file, the location where the file is opened in primary memory, that address is obtained by the pointer, file type pointer. Okay, and look at what it says. When you say file name, it's a string. It can be with or without a path. Alright, now look at that example. I have taken a file type pointer there and I say ptr equal to fopen my file comma r. Now r is indicates the file is opened for reading. R indicates the file is open for reading, read purpose. That's the purpose. Alright. Look at the second example, ptr equal to fopen. Now here I give a path. The difference between the two examples is that in the first example I do not mention a path, I simply say my file, take the file name. In the second example I give a path. Now look at that path, d:/my_dir/my file. Now my dir is a folder under D drive, alright, and under that the file my file is there, which I am opening for reading purpose. Of course we will be discussing the various file opening modes after this, but that is how it works. Alright, got it? So you may or may not mention the path. Now if I do not mention a path, the first example, my file, just my file, I am not mentioning a path. If I do not mention a path, the file is supposed to be there, or if you are creating a new file, it will be created in the default location. Okay, every time you do operations, you will related to files using one of the compilers. Okay, you will have a default folder where your files are either created or already there. So if you do not mention a path, that simply means your file is present, or maybe you are creating in the default folder, default location. Got it? Clear? Okay, now coming back to file opening, there are various modes, as I said. The second parameter, if you remember, which is a string. Modes will indicate the type of operation that you do with a file. Now basic modes, there are three basic modes: R for read, W for write, and A for append. Okay, I'll give you the list. Alright, so read, write, append are the three basic modes for opening a file. Okay, now let's look at a slide and understand the various file opening modes. As and when we will be using them, we will be discussing more about them. But right now, let's just go through all the different file opening modes. But before I do that, let me tell you, in the last session also I discussed it briefly with you that, a file can be a pure text file, it can be a binary file. If it is a binary file, it is more secured, I told you. It's your choice. You can create a pure text file, or you can create a binary file also. Let's have a look at the various file opening modes and briefly discuss them. Okay, here is your slide. Have a look. Look at the modes. First one, R, opens a text file in reading mode. Okay, and here let me tell you something which is very, very important. Okay, I'll go back to the board for that. Alright, look at this. I say, suppose assuming ptr is a file type pointer, I say this ptr equal to fopen. Okay, I say my file comma r, the read mode. Done. If I say this, now assuming my file is not there, maybe my file is corrupted, it is not readable, maybe you do not have a permission to read it. Many issues are there. If a file cannot be opened, okay, now understand this very carefully. If a file cannot be opened, PTR, the pointer, will contain null, will return null. Understand that. So it is always better when you are trying to open a file, check. How? Simple. If PTR equal to f open my file comma r equal to null, you can do this kind of a checking. It is always better whenever you are opening a file, go for this checking to be on the safe side. Alright, because if a file cannot be opened, how can you do operations on the file? Alright, so better you check this. Clear? Let's go back to the table again. Okay, look at read mode again. Read mode indicates what? File is opened for reading, and mind it, it's talking about a text file. Okay, because R is for a pure text file. W, write mode. Now here let me give you a word of caution. Write mode, be very careful. If you are there are two possibilities. Write mode, in write mode there are two possibilities. If your file does not exist, it will be newly created and data will be written into it. If the file already exists, okay, if the file already exists, its contents will be entirely wiped out, because the contents will be overwritten. And mind it, when you are saying overwritten, if suppose your file is 1000 bytes in size and you open it in write mode, W mode, immediately the file will become 0 bytes. That means the entire data will be wiped out. So be very careful while using W. Okay, now the next one, append. Okay, what append does? Very simply, okay, let me go back to the board for that. Append mode, if you are opening a file in append mode, okay, if you are opening a file in append mode, this is the mode. If you open a file in append mode, remember, if this is my file, supposing already something is there, okay, some contents are there. If I open this file in append mode, the file operations will start from this position, that is end of file. I told you also in the first session, in the intro part, I said every file will have something called EOF, end of file. This is the marker which indicates the end of file. Okay, EOF will not be written over here. EOF is just a marker, it tells you that it is end of file. So what happens in append mode? If I open a file in append mode, the file, if the file already, there are two possibilities. Either you are creating a new file or you are dealing with an existing file. If it is an existing file, nothing will happen to the data. Data will be as it is. Only thing that happens is the file pointer, that is PTR, supposing file pointer is PTR, PTR will point at the end of file. End of file will be taken out, new data to be added here. And automatically after the writing is over, suppose I add some new data. Okay, automatically after the writing is over, here end of file will be again written back. Got that? Clear? Okay, let's go back to the table again. Have a look. R plus, these are the variations. R plus, the primary mode, remember this plus, R plus, W plus and A plus, the primary mode is the letter which is there. R plus, the primary mode is read. Okay, and then write, read then write, R plus is for that. W plus is write then read. A plus is append then read. Okay, now R plus, especially R plus, because get used to this particular mode, because this mode will be using in examples to edit a file, to change the contents of a file. R plus is the best mode to do that kind of an operation, that is editing operation. Got it? Now come down. Okay, look at those modes RB, WB and AB. B for binary. Now here are the modes which will create a file in binary. Binary means zeros and ones, and I had told you already in the first session of file handling that binary is a safe mode. So if you are doing file operations, it is always better go for binary. Okay, RB read mode but binary file, WB, AB, then similarly RB plus, WB plus and AB plus, those are the modes. Got it? Clear? Okay, so now you got the modes. What are the various operations you can do on a file? Alright, before we get into examples, let's first of all discuss that. Okay, what I can do, I can read, write and edit. Three things I can do basically. Alright, reading a file which the contents is already there. Writing means writing data into the file, maybe into a new file, maybe into an existing file, maybe overwriting a file, maybe appending at the end, adding data at the end. Editing a file means what? Making changes to a file. Okay, basic operations we are talking about, and we will be doing all these basic operations with the help of examples. Alright, now what I can do, as I said, right, I can create a new file or overwrite an existing file, or maybe add data to the end of an existing file, that is using append. Editing a file, I said making changes to a file is there, you make changes. Some contents are there, you want to change it, or randomly you want to change the contents from some parts of the file, that you can do. Similarly, deleting, I want to delete something from a file. There is some data in the file, I want to delete some data. Okay, and mind it, when you say you are deleting data, physical deletion is normally not possible. So what exactly happens when you say delete? Delete means you are creating a new file minus the contents that you want to delete. Got this? This is a bit what do you say, agricultural, you can say so. Alright, but what to do, that is a limitation. Alright, so let's now take up our first example of file handling. I have simplified the things. Alright, the first example is very simple, a text file. I am writing data into the text file and reading data from that text file. Okay, have a look. File type pointer is taken, a character variable. Okay, I am simply writing character. We shall deal with all the other types of data also, strings, float, double, all types of data, don't worry about that, integer, string, float, double, everything. But here this one is a very simple example to start with. Okay, so what I am doing basically, I am trying to write characters into a file. Okay, now look at that while loop. While with that message, while ch equal to getChar function, ch equal to get c std in not equal to /n. Okay, ch equal to get c std in not equal to /n. I'll explain it to you over here. The loop, let me have it over here. While ch equal to get c std in not equal to /n. This is your loop. Now understand this part. Ch equal to get c std in. Now remember, in the last session we discussed std in, std out, std. Std in stands for keyboard. So basically getC function, the syntax is destination equal to getC in bracket source. So what is the source? Source is std in, the standard input, that is your keyboard. From there it will read characters and put them into the variable ch. How long? Till the time you don't press enter. Very simply I am doing it. That simply means, if I keep on entering A, B, C, D, some characters from the keyboard, one by one the characters will get into the variable ch, and every time ch will be checked for what? Enter. Now assuming after entering A, B, C, D, E, F, I press enter. By the time I press enter, this loop, that many times this loop has continued. That simply means for each character A, B, C, D, E, F, 6 times the loop will continue. Seventh time, what will happen? When I press enter, it will be checked. It will go into the variable ch. Ch not equal to /n becomes false, and the control comes out. Got this? Now inside the loop, what I do? Put ch, comma, file pointer. Okay. So now let's go back to the program over there in the slide. There I'll explain you. This loop, as I said, I enter 6 characters from the keyboard. So 6 times that loop will run. Now look at the syntax of putc function. Putc source comma destination. What is your destination? Destination is fp. And what happens, physically, let's see what basically happens, because I have opened the file in which mode? In write mode. Got it? The file is opened. If you look at the slide, you will find that the file is opened in which mode? Write mode. Okay. So what happens? Write mode means, if at all the file is there, as I said, it will become 0 bytes. If the file is not there, it will be newly created. Okay. So let's take one of those situations. The file is newly created. That simply means the file pointer will point at a blank location, and the first location in the file is called 0L. Why L? File positions are considered as long integers. Like if you remember, in an array you have 0, 1, 2, 3, but here in a file we say 0L. Why long integer? Because I can have a file of bigger size. Long integer has a bigger range. That's the reason. So 0L, 1L, 2L. So what happens here? Suppose from the keyboard I enter A, B, C, D, E, F. I told you that, gave you that example. So what happens is, I did this A, B, C, D, E, F, and then I press enter. So what will happen? Automatically here where FP is pointing, A will be written, and pointer FP moves automatically. You do not have to increment it. Remember this, very important. So FP moves to which location? File pointer to 1L. Here I write, here B will be written, file pointer moves, keeps on moving like that. Automatically file pointer will keep on moving. So what happens? 1L, 2L, 3L, 4L, A, B, C, D, E, F, 5L. L I am not writing, you assume. 0L, 1L, 2L, 3L, 4L, 5L. So what are written? A, B, C, D, E, F is written, and file pointer keeps on moving till it reaches here, 6L. So file pointer is here. When I press enter, what will happen? Automatically end of file marker will be there. And once again let me tell you, EOF will not be written like this. This is just for clarity, just for your understanding, I am writing it here. End of file marker will be automatically added to the end of file. Got it? Clear with this? Let's go back to the program, to the slide. Alright? Got this? So using that loop, we put data into the file. Then fclose is the function which is used to close the file. It's a very simple function. It takes a single parameter. That single parameter is the file pointer. Got it? And closes a file. I close the file. I open the file in read mode. Look at the second part. fp equal to fopen, file name, read mode. Got it? R. What will happen? Let's go back to the board. What will happen? This file is there, okay, file pointer, read mode means file pointer will be positioned at the beginning, FP. From this position I will be reading the entire file. So what I do here, again the same getC loop which we had used earlier, while this time look at the syntax. The syntax remains getC P not equal to EOF. Now if you recall the writing part, there again getC function we used, here again getC function, but look at the change. There if you recall the syntax, ch equal to getC std in. So ch is simply a variable, okay. It will one by one it will have the characters, like in the time when we were writing one by one it was having one character. Similar over here, but this time what is the source? Source is FP, the file pointer. Wherever the file pointer is pointing, from that position it will start picking up one character. getC function will start picking up one character and put it into the variable ch. So ch will first of all have a, then FP automatically moves to the next character 1L, FP moves here, the file pointer. Got it? Keeps on happening like this. So one by one character it will keep on reading till ch gets the character end of file, the last character, okay, in that loop. Let's go back to that part. Got it? And what you do, every time you get a character you print it on the screen, okay, printf %c comma ch, okay. Got it? Now you can alternatively use this also. Let's see it on the board, okay. Instead of using printf you can use putc also, no problem. Putc ch comma std out, you can do this. Now source, destination. Source is ch which has the character, destination is std out which stands for monitor, the screen. So it will be displayed on the screen. Got it? Clear? Okay, let's go back to the slide again. Okay, and do not forget to close the file. Got it? Do not forget to close the file. Clear? The last line. Got it? Okay, so I hope this simple example you understood. We did just two things. We wrote into the file, we read from the file, okay, and we dealt with just characters. All right, I told you in the last session also, I told you it will take a number of sessions for file handling, okay. So wait till the next session. In the next session we take up more examples, we look at more data types and discuss more operations, like apart from reading and writing, other types of operation, like I was talking about editing or deleting. We will also look at those operations, and of course something very important, that is accessing a file randomly, okay, not sequentially, like from beginning till end. We will not do that. We will access the file randomly. Got it? Okay, till that time, take care. Bye bye.